Hey guys, can you hear me okay? First off, let's just start with the sound. I'm here. The other gals are still working on coming. I was just in conversations with another millennial. So she's supposed to be coming on. Her name's Chelsea. She is my daughter's best friend. She's a millennial with a couple kids. So really interested. She watched the show a couple times and super interested to see what she has to say. Because yeah, so everything's good, yay. Meanwhile, while I'm waiting for them to pop on, Ariel's supposed to be coming too. Maggie's also supposed to be coming. Although I haven't heard from Maggie today, but she did confirm last week that she was going to be on, so hopefully she hasn't forgotten. Okay, I have a little rant. There's this thing that's been going on since I went on Peter Miller's channel for the Nature in Hospice thing, and I ranted about it a little bit last time I was on, but I'm sorry, I got to rant again. Okay, so one of the guys that was attacking me had a child, planned it, like it was purposefully having a child, and he was attacking me for having kids, 20 years ago. So, I don't even know how to take that. It's like, okay, you're attacking me for having kids and trying to say that yeah, my birth control thing was a bullshit story, and I'm sorry, it wasn't. I mean, sorry, you didn't live my life. You don't know. Unless you lived in my shoes, don't fucking judge me. Anyway. And then this other guy comes on after I told him, you have a child that you plan, knowing, because he knew when he did this. He knew. He planned on having a child. And he went on to say, yeah, well, what's the difference between 10 and 40 years? I don't know. The suffering that's going to happen when we don't have the food supply, when the temperatures are too high or there's flooding or whatever. I don't know where this guy is at all, but oh my God. It's like, you have no business attacking me. You have no business attacking me. When you planned on having a child, I never planned on having children. I was going to actually adopt children because it's not like I don't like kids. I like kids, plenty. I was just going to adopt them and give them the best life I could, but that didn't work out. And I did a little bit more research because this bothered me a lot. So I went back, and it's like birth control has, back in the day, it was a 15% failure rate, 15%. And and then there's user error, and I was in my 20s, so I was fucking stupid. So, who wasn't? And then they go on about education and how all the doomer channels are dumbed down, and they gave an example of Black Bear News, for Christ's sake. Kevin's channel? Really? That's dumbed down? Okay, yeah, and they inquired about my education. This is not necessarily an issue that has to do with education. It has to do a lot with your emotional reactions to what's going on. It has a lot to do with how you're handling it. It's not just about educated people talking about it, or only the educated elite is supposed to talk about it. I mean, I'm not stupid, and I do have college education. Mostly I went to hair school. I got my hair school certification and all that. I did that for a while till it killed my hands and I couldn't do it anymore, and my back, and then I did really physical jobs. I'm sorry if my education level isn't up to your standards, but oh my God, they're attacking me for that. It's like an educated person has a child on purpose, supposedly knowing the situation we're in, supposedly understanding the situation, the predicament we're in, has a child on purpose. Is that... I don't know. I mean, I understand if you're raised in this culture and this is what you do. You get a job, you get married, you have kids, and then you find out the scenario. But knowing and then still having kids on purpose and knowing that they could only live to 10 years. He said 10 years. He said, okay, well, so if they only live 10 years, that's fine. Oh my God. Okay. I don't even know how to process that. I really, really don't, because if you're a parent, I mean, I think he's projecting his problems, his insecurities, everything onto me, instead of just owning the fact that he decided to have a kid and he knows that kid is going to suffer. Is either starve to death, suffer extreme temperatures, or lack of food, or lack of clean water. Okay, he understood all these things and still chose to have a child, knowing that he would have to watch that child go through these things. I honestly don't know how to process that. And he's sitting there judging me. We shouldn't be judging each other, and that's the thing. We should be talking to each other, processing it, and just not judging. Just like, okay, so, if you have that choice right now, don't have a baby. It's not really probably a good idea to have a baby right now. I don't know. But I'm sorry, college education is not like how you should judge, people's response to what we're dealing with right now. It has nothing to do with a college education that's based on a culture that's fucked up our planet. Sorry, I went off, but yeah, it's been really kind of traumatic for me to go through this conversation. I finally just threw my hands in the air and said, I'm done. I'm not even communicating with you people anymore. You're unreasonable. There's no way. I can't go through my whole entire life story. You're not going to know the nuances of my life in comment section of a video. I'm sorry. But, going off and judging me and assuming the worst. I don't know. Okay. Telling the truth is dangerous. Hi, Basil. How's Karen doing? I hope she's doing okay. Supporting each other is much healthier. Right, Jean. You're right. And even if we have different ideas of how to deal with it, that's the whole point of this channel, is talking to people and getting their ideas of how they're dealing with it. It's not about judging each other, not about attacking each other. I don't get that. And calling us, calling this channel dumbed down. My channel is dumbed down. Black Bear News is dumbed down. Claps Chronicles is dumbed down. What the hell? All these doomer channels are supposedly dumbed down. Environmental Coffee House, is that dumbed down? Because I think these are very highly intelligent people dealing with some really difficult topics. And they're not just intellectual, they're emotional and hard-hitting topics that every person, not just the intellectuals, not just the elites, have to deal with. We all have to deal with it. So why can't... Are we just supposed to shut up because we don't have, a bachelor's degree or a master's degree, or, if we're not some freaking scientist somewhere? Are we just supposed to shut up? Is that what they expect? Because that's what I'm getting from these responses. If you go on that video on Peter Miller, it's the very first comment, because it's the most active. People going back and forth, and oh my God, it starts out them attacking me for having kids, and oh my God, a whole bunch of people jumped on like raging idiots, just vengeful and mean, and not even knowing who I am. They don't know who I am. They have no clue who I am. So okay. That was my number one rant. I had to get that out of my system. It's been bugging me all day. Let me just read some of your comments. I'm going to tell people the truth. Be funny or they'll kill you. Billy Wilder. That's true, Sama. I wish I was more funny. I'm just not that funny. And my connection is super slow, guys. So I've been dealing with computer problems all day. Torstein... Hi, Torstein, by the way. Yeah, going south is dumbed down, right? Torstein sent me some information. Every time I clicked on the links he sent me, the site would automatically crash every single time. I'd barely get to read any of it, and then it would crash. But from what I understand of it, the sea ice volume is going to hit the lowest point on record ever this month. So, and it sounds like right now it's above 2012, but because of the warming waters, tell me if I'm wrong. Move my cursor. Oh, okay, move my cursor. All right. Yeah, I left that stupid pop-up thing on my screen on the last show. I didn't realize that everyone saw it. That's stupid. I know. I'm an idiot when it comes to tech. But yeah. Anyway, from what I understand, the waters are warmer. Am I wrong? Tell me if I'm wrong, Torstein. But it's really close as far as the ice extent that it was in 2012 and where it is now at the same time of year. But the water is warmer, so we're probably going to reach the lower extent. I didn't get a look at it that long. Oh, Chelsea's here. Yay. But anyway, am I wrong? Is that what it was? We are the reality based. Yes, Osama. Oh, I love you, Osama. Chelsea, are you there? Can you hear me? You should have no shame. I really don't have any shame. I don't. I know that. I know where my heart is. It's just, I don't know. I've always been insecure, so when people attack me, it really hurts me. It just does. I don't know how to handle it. Let's see. I'm master dwelling on and on, dwelling on it. Everywhere I publish Arctic data is closed down. Oh, just heard Alaska lost most of the ice. Censorship? Nah. You think it's censorship? That why all those sites are crashing when I click on them? You can't hear? Okay, Chelsea can't hear. Dang it. I don't know how to fix that. Are you wearing earphones or anything? Where's your video? Do you have your video on, Chelsea? Oh no. Let's see. Why would anyone censor that? I don't know. Probably because they don't want people to panic. Because we're kind of in a panic situation, but I think people deserve to know. I don't know. I know I want to know. Let's see. You're going to troll them now, Hierophant? Thank you. I would love for you to troll them. I just got tired of... It's like, how do I explain this in, a paragraph on freaking a YouTube comment? It's so stupid. They assume the worst. They're like, no, we're not buying your birth control story. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it happened. It is. They'd really die if I told them the story about how I didn't know I was pregnant till I was 6 months along the first time. But that had to do with I had another health issue, and my doctor didn't bother to give me a pregnancy test when I told him I didn't have... I can hear something, Chelsea. But, yeah, my doctor didn't bother to give me a pregnancy test, and of course I'm 20, and he's like, no, you're not pregnant, it's the health issue. It was a kidney infection that stopped my period, not that. So yeah, they would really freak out if they heard that, and then you're so full of shit. Even my ex got pissed at me because he wanted me to have an abortion. That was before we got married and everything. We ended up getting married even after that. It was crazy. I've had the worst life. Don't even judge me till you walked a mile in my shoes, assholes. Anyway, Chelsea, I heard you, and then I did it. Okay. Can you hear me? Yes, I can hear you. Did you turn your video on?
Yes, here I go.
There she is. Hi, Chelsea.
Hi.
Hey, guys. So this is Chelsea. She is my daughter's very, very best friend. She lives in Colorado, Grand Junction, correct?
No, I live in Berg, which is next to Fort Collins.
Okay. Do you have a way to turn up your volume a little? Wait. Yeah, the comments were on Peter's video. Okay, do you have another screen up with the, like if you have a YouTube thing, pop out the chat. Like there, if you go to the chat and there's those three dots, click on those three dots and pop out the chat and then close the YouTube page. So keep the chat open so you can read the chat and then close the YouTube. And then we won't have the echo, I don't think. It takes a minute. Everybody goes through this. Don't worry about it. Let's see. Jean says, hi, Chelsea. Osama says, hi, Chelsea. Okay, so you're still really low. Do you have a way to turn up your volume? I know you probably don't have a microphone because, you know.
No.
I wish I had a way to manage the.
If I get headphones, will that help?
Maybe, yeah. Yeah. Try that. Okay. Let's see. Has Lake Mead filled up? I'm still getting an echo on her shows. Or her. Yeah. I think. So rubber, your glue, everything you say bounces off me and sticks to you. Maybe that's what I just should have said instead of engaging in their BS. I don't know. Yeah. Try to explain a lifetime of choices and decisions you've made. You're right, Torchlight. It's not easy to explain. Hi, G. Gibson. Has Lake Mead filled up? I don't know. Is Lake Mead in Colorado? Are you asking Chelsea? She's sitting up still. Mac or PC? She's getting her earphones. So we'll find out. Hey, Def, get up. Hi, Adam. And Val, hello. Okay, we're waiting on Chelsea to get her earphones together, which will probably help, I'm hoping, a lot. Did anyone hear Kim Iverson's little chat? I was just curious what she had to say after all the comments she got on the climate change video. And I was actually very pleasantly surprised. She put out this, those little comments you can put out where it's not a video, but it's just a comment on YouTube. I can't do that yet because I don't have 1,000 subs yet, but she did that and she was asking people what they wanted her to talk about, and I kind of got a little facetious and asked the overpopulation, nope, all that stuff. And she actually entered into the conversation of overpopulation, and it was kind of good. I was really pleasantly surprised. So you should watch that just to hear her opinion on that. And it super surprised me that she had that opinion. Hi, Peter Bergs. Hi, Adam. Thank you for sharing on Twitter. You're awesome. Yeah. Cool. All right. Try talking again.
I couldn't find headphones because we just moved. I don't know. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but there's something else going on there. There's like other sound. I don't know what it is. Do you have another YouTube page open or something with it?
No, I'm on the laptop.
Osama wanted to know if it is PC or Mac that you're on. Oh, hi, Lisa. Okay, this isn't going well with it. I mean, God, you're beautiful. And I want to talk to you. Damn it. Now I can't hear you at all. glitchy. King. Yeah. Let's see. YouTube, com channel, Colorado. What? We need help dealing with the issue at some point. Yeah. Anything interesting about the Democratic town hall? I did not watch that. I'm really kind of disappointed in the whole Green New Deal thing because, yeah, I lose subscribers whenever I talk about the Green New Deal because I really don't think growth is the answer. Okay, what happened? I hear a little bit of something. Try talking, Chelsea. Yeah, barely though. It's like, and it cuts in and out.
We couldn't find headphones because we just moved.
Oh. Every once in a while I hear me talking. Okay. And the Boxes did a live about Hurricane Durian. Terrible storm. Yeah, I know. The Bahamas are gone. They're gone. But they're still saying they're going to rebuild. Okay. I'm echoing. Okay. Something's on. You need to shut off.
They had nothing on. Maybe let me try on my phone. Let me pick up on the computer and try on my phone.
Okay.
I'll be back.
All right. I'll just keep talking. See you in a sec. Okay, yeah, so now that the echo, okay, the echo's still going. Let's see. Okay, I can't deal with this echo. Okay, let's see. All right, I muted her, so hopefully that helps. Okay, so anyways, yeah, Hurricane Dorian. Did you see the pictures? I posted them on Facebook. It's like the island is done, and they're saying they're going to rebuild, which really makes me sad because look at everything they're going to take from nature to rebuild it. All the mining, all the lumber they're going to take, all of that to rebuild all these homes and everything, and then it's just going to happen again. And how do you deal with that? I mean, when I see that kind of destruction, I know that people are just going to take more from nature, and that's a feedback loop in itself. You know, things get destroyed, they rebuild them. Things get destroyed again, they rebuild them. And every time they're doing that, they're taking more from nature. Kind of got off the Green New Deal thing, but I'm sorry, the Green New Deal is going to take a whole bunch from nature. What we need to do is just use less energy. Every single time they've put up more solar panels, more wind, all that, they have not reduced the fossil fuel usage. So yes, if the Green New Deal is about reducing fossil fuel uses, leave it in the ground, great. But don't just increase the energy use by adding more energy sources, if that makes any sense. I want to save the planet. I do. I get a lot of hell for that, but if you're taking from nature, you're killing ourselves, and we can't live without the other species on the planet. We kind of need the biosphere. Not that it's going to matter anyway because of climate change and the increase in temperatures, the global temperatures, and the more weather extremes and all that. And they're messing with our water. I mean, who knows what's going to take us out first? It's either going to be the lack of food because we can't grow it because of the temperature extremes and crazy weather extremes, or it's going to be overpopulation. There are so many things that are destroying this planet, and I'm frozen, and I hate it when I freeze. I really do. Okay. Let me read some of your comments. Yeah, the new normal. The new normal is nothing like normal, right, Osama? Um, we can just nuke it. Bill. Hi, Bill Wonder. Um, the echo should be gone now, I hope. Let's see. You can nuke it, but you got some blowback like radiation. Yeah, you'll have the radiation. We're going to be talking about that on Monday, I believe. About Chernobyl. Oh, yeah. You can nuke it, but let's see. It's like crazy following the Durian show. And like, we all know it. Just be more and like this. And it's so sad. Yeah, well, yeah. Sustainable overshoot. Okay, there's Chelsea. Can we hear you now? I can see you. Oh wait, no, I had you muted, but you shouldn't be muted now. Okay, talk to me, Chelsea. Talk to me. I can't hear you. Damn it. Uh, okay, working that out. Okay, I can't hear you still, so I'm gonna keep talking till I can hear you. Wait, I hear something.
I think I'm on now.
Yes! Oh my god, that's so much better.
Yay!
That's so much better. Wow.
Yay.
Okay, great. Okay, guys, so this is Chelsea.
Hi.
From Colorado.
Yes.
My daughter's best friend from way back. She used to live here in Utah, and then she moved to Colorado. And so Chelsea is a millennial with a couple of beautiful children, and so
Thank you.
this is going to be very maybe difficult conversation, but I really want to know. I mean, when you decided to have children, you probably weren't thinking concerning at all.
It is. Like, I think a lot from my learning has come from Ariel talking to me about it more, because it's not really, like, I don't know, it's not really out there in a sense.
Right. It's not posted all over the major media. It's not, but you can search all the research papers and you can find it out, or listen to some of these channels. Not I deal with the emotions of it more than I deal with the actual facts. You go to Environmental Coffee House, Black Bear News, and Collapse Chronicles to get the stories, and then you come here to deal with it.
Yeah.
Talk about it, right?
Yeah.
So.
No, I don't know. I'm trying to figure. Sorry, I'm nervous.
No, don't be nervous. It's just us. It's all good.
1 sec. I'm gonna try and find my headphones again. Sorry, because I can hear you, but it's like very brief.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah.
You're not that
Sorry.
old, Torstein. No, you're good. Great to have you aboard, Chelsea. Osama says.
I'm trying to figure. Sorry, I'm nervous.
No, don't worry about it. Hello, Ariel. Let's see. Yeah, she sounds so much better now. Anthony says, my stepson drove a FEMA truck with electrical transformers to the Florida area and will be there for the duration. Oh, nice. I'm glad they're helping. I mean, as much as I want to see society collapse, I still feel bad for all the suffering. I really do, and that's where I get totally conflicted. Yeah, new abnormal.
Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you, Ariel.
Oh, okay.
I said hi, but I don't see you. There you are. Hey guys, right from the basement of my house, it's Ariel, my beautiful daughter.
With co-host.
Oh, with co-host Coleman. Are the other kitties being good? I kind of let them out, so.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, good. And then there's.
Yeah, it's doing that a lot.
I know. I'm gonna have to call them and complain because I got supposedly a much better plan, and I don't know. It's just not doing that fantastic. They probably make it good at first, it's just so they can sell you the even bigger plan later. Damn corporate consumerism. I had a consumerism rant too while we're waiting for Chelsea. My consumerism rant.
Oh,
yes.
geez.
Okay, so my sister texted me was it yesterday or this morning? I don't remember now. But she texted me asking me if I wanted one of her chairs. And I'm like, okay, no, not. I don't need any more chairs. I have too much crap already. I don't need more shit. And she's like, yeah, we're getting rid of all of our furniture and getting brand new furniture. It's about time, and I deserve it. Let's talk about it's about time, and I deserve it. That's the way everyone is, and that is what's driving this culture to complete obnoxious consumerism. I mean, back in the day, what did you do? You dealt with a chair you made from the wood that you harvested in the forest, and you dealt with what you had. It wasn't about making it look nice and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, what was wrong with your couch? It looked fine to me. And she's getting rid of it. Oh, it was a hand-me-down. It's like, and I deserve new furniture.
This was Lisa?
Yes, this is Lisa.
Oh, wow.
Well, she's been under Todd's influence for a while, and you know how Todd is.
Yeah.
So anyway, so we got the millennials here. I could ask them questions all day, and I definitely plan on. Okay, Chelsea, let's get going with you a little bit more because you're the millennial with children. Let's finish that conversation.
Okay.
How is this hitting you as you find out more and more information about what's going on? How does it make you feel? How is this? Yeah, just talk to me about it. Let me know.
It does make me sad, especially like the last the last video you had with Ariel. Mm-hmm. And like I had no idea that it takes that long for plastic to decompose or any of that. And so I don't know, it makes me sad, especially that it's just getting worse, and I would like to try and do my part.
Yeah, I mean, trying not
kids.
Because teach your kids, but the plastics are every single bit of plastic that's ever existed still exists today, even if it's in the form of microplastics. It doesn't go away. We have it all in our lungs. It's in everything.
Yeah.
And then when you think about babies, like how many diapers do you go through a day? And all the plastic in the diapers are not going anywhere. They're staying. Now they make them a little bit more out of wood materials, but you're still plowing down forests for the papery stuff and all that. So no, and it costs a lot more to recycle paper than it does to just build or make new paper out of trees. It's a lot more energy intensive to recycle like steel and metals from cars than it does to mine and build and make new metal. I mean, recycling isn't really a cool answer anymore. It's like when you know the facts, it's like, okay, so we just got to stop purchasing stuff with that. Just stop, So anyway, go ahead. I totally interrupted, but this is really interesting too.
No, I've been working on it too. Just like after talking with Ariel and listening to the video, the last time Ariel was on, I'll go to the liquor store and they're all, do you want a bag? I'm like, no, my friend would be pissed. And so I've been working on me, and I've noticed since I've recently been going there that they do offer where you could buy glass jars to fill up
oh, nice. They're doing bulk
items.
Yeah.
And then I bought in these what are they, cloth bags to purchase rice or quinoa and fill up in the bags. And I've been trying to do my
don't let me
part,
ruin quinoa for you. I already did for Ariel. No, but there's so many things. It's like, how do you keep track with all the things that are horrible for the planet? And yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, it's like you said, it's not really talked about. And, like, I never have even really thought about it until, like, when Ariel talks to me about it, or, like, listening to when you guys talk about it. Like, I never even really thought about it. And I think that's, like, an issue, too, is that it's not talked about. Like,
yeah, people are too distracted, you know.
yeah.
They're thinking more, you know, about their everyday lives, making a living, just getting by, you know, paying their bills and, you know, keeping a roof over their head and keeping food on the table. They're not thinking about the big picture of what's going on, and it's that way by design, I think, you know, and it has been for quite a while.
Yeah. No, yeah, and especially too, well, like, I think more, I don't know, I think growing up in Utah too, there was a lot of people where they're focused on, like, posting about their lives, like, look what I have, look what I got, look what I'm doing.
Keep up with the Joneses. I've ranted about that a lot. This is a huge keep up with the Joneses culture here. Like, everyone goes to church and they sit there and compare everything they have. Like, this is my new house. This is my new car. This is my boat. This is... yeah, they do that too, though. They do. I mean, you know, maybe the women are you know, whispering it to each other, you know, in church, but they're still doing it. You know they are. My mom was LDS, and she had a boob job. I didn't find that out till I was much older. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. But anyways, so what do you think about your kids? I mean, are you worried about what they're going to go through with shortages of food and clean water and things like that?
Thinking about it, yes, I am. And I wasn't worried before because I haven't even really thought that it was something I needed to be worried about in the past. But I don't know. My husband, he's a hunter and plans on raising the kids to be hunters. And we are planning on planting a garden. And I think just showing them how to, like, going fishing to get your fish, or hunting to get your meat, or...
But what happens when they're all poisoned or have diseases? Did you know, even here in Utah, I don't know if it's in Colorado yet, but there's a wasting disease that deer are getting. And it killed a whole herd of caribou up in near the Arctic or whatever. But it's here. They found it here in Utah. So, I mean, what happens when all the wildlife gets poisoned? I don't mean to depress you more. I mean, I'm sure it's hard enough to deal with, but this is reality. This is what we're dealing with. Yeah. So, and all the water's being poisoned. They're pumping it full of the chemical fertilizers that they pump, you know, to fertilize alfalfa fields or whatever. And then it drains off into the water, and then Utah Lake gets a huge algae bloom, and there's algae blooms going everywhere that's killing all the fish. There's so much happening, and you know it's only going to get worse as the population increases. So, I don't know. Then there's the air pollution. There's so much, and it's not fair to anybody. And they should have been letting us know this, like, all over the broad media from the get-go, and they have not. So all you poor guys that are just been distracted by, you know, fancy cell phones, and not saying that you guys are all into that. I know, okay, you guys should know Chelsea ran a marathon. She's not one of those millennials that just sits around doing nothing. She ran a freaking marathon. I'm so proud of her.
The funny thing is I really didn't know how long a marathon was until I signed up. And then I found out, and I was like, oh, shit. Like,
that's crazy. I couldn't even imagine running a freaking marathon.
Or, like, cook Chinese in high school, Mandarin.
Oh, yeah, I had to jump out of that class real quick. that stuff was hard.
Oh, God. I couldn't even imagine. Why would they, Torstein going south says, why would they let us know? Of course they wouldn't let us know. They don't want us to know because you know why? It would stop consumerism. People would stop buying shit if they realized what it was doing to the planet. So, God, I have this gnat flying around me. Anyway, I don't know why. There's just been one little gnat that's been in here the last couple of days, and it won't go
Are
away.
you sure you're not seeing things, Chris?
I'm pretty sure. You never know with all the chemicals in the air. Oh, and wildfires! Wildfires! 3 wildfires happen in like 3 days. There's one right in our county, huh, Errol? You passed it. I haven't seen it because I've been at home being disabled. But Ariel's seen it. The Lake Point fire.
Show the picture. I don't...
Hold it up higher. You can almost see it.
Yeah, I saw it on the news channel, the Tooele.
Yeah.
And then there's one in Layton.
And one in Centerville. I want to go to Elko. Of course, there's a wildfire west of Elko right now, too. So...
Well, there's no fires here in Colorado, so...
There's none?
You come up here.
There's no wildfires in Colorado at all? Are you sure?
Not that I've seen or heard about.
Really?
Yeah, is there one?
I don't know. I don't know.
But what, is there a huge one going on right now that I don't know about?
Not that I know of, but I know we have them here. I know we've got them.
All of Denver's up in flames right now as we speak.
But there's a thing you can look at to see where all the wildfires are all over the United States. And last time I looked that up, I'm like, oh my God, look how many fires there are. And it's like none of them were talked about. So
yeah,
you never really know. I don't know.
Yeah. No, it's a scary thing to think about that too. Just like with like the hurricanes happening, fires, and
all the
these
extreme
natural
events.
disasters happening, and it's kind of
and
it's sad to think about.
It's super sad. I mean, I hope this isn't too personal area, but I really want you to talk about how upset consumerism got you this week, with your grandparents. To keep up with the children.
Chelsea knows.
Oh yeah.
She saw me grow up around it. I'm trying to think of where to start.
Well, just by how like your change and your attitude, how mad it got you when you were having that conversation with your grandparents.
Yeah, their house and buy a new house because they feel like their neighborhood is going downhill house. And I told them I think it's not the smartest idea. I want them to be happy, but I think they would be better off downsizing because they live in a house with like 7 to 8 bedrooms and like 3 to 4 bathrooms, and there's 2 people living in it. So I feel like they should downsize and maybe enjoy their retirement a little bit more, potential travel, or I don't know, just, get involved, sign up in a ceramics class or something. I don't know. So anyways, so I talked to my grandma and I asked her, I said, well, do you guys just have all this disposable income? And she said, no, we actually, by the time we pay the house off, we'll be dead. So it won't even be paid off. But we want to pass on a nice house to our kids, because they have a total of 5 kids, 4 that are living because my biological mom passed away. So anyways, that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, because I feel like I'm pretty open and transparent with who I am and what I like and what I stand for. I couldn't tell if they were up to upset me, which honestly they probably were, because I'm not religious. I've strayed away from the church. I have a live-in boyfriend I've been with for, 6 years now, and we're not married, and so cohabitation is like some of the worst sin you can do.
It's very frowned upon.
Yeah, they act like I murdered a man, but whatever. So, and then they just have a hard time because, the car that I drive, I've had since I was 18. I'm 27 now. It's a 2012 Hyundai Accent. And they constantly ask me, oh, I'm surprised it still runs, or have you thought about getting a new car, or, stuff like that, because they're the kinds of people where they lease a vehicle and then after 3 years they trade it in and get a new one to have the latest and greatest. They've also had a hard time with my career choice. I dropped out of brick and mortar college because I felt like it was a waste of time, and the degree I was going to obtain was worthless. I wouldn't have been able to do hardly anything with it, so I dropped out, and I currently am finishing my degree at a trade school or a vocational school, so I'm still getting a degree, but not from like the universities they had in mind, like BYU. So they went on to tell me, well, your cousins are going to BYU and your aunt's going back to school to get her master's, and kind of just, I felt like they were tearing me down. But I don't have the desire to have children. I don't have the desire to get married. I already feel like I'm married, for God's sakes. I don't need a piece of paper to hang on the wall to prove it. And so they just kept saying things like, well, when are you going to get married? And what are your plans? And what are you going to do after you finish this degree? And
when are you going to move out from your dad and Chris's?
That was the big one. Yeah, that was the trigger, actually. Right,
when are you going to go buy a house and be somebody?
Yep. When are you going to buy a house? When are you going to move out of your dad's house, even though we pay rent to live here?
We're a community, and I think that's the way you should live, if you can live that way. God.
Well, and that's the thing. I missed out on a lot of my childhood because, I'm not trying to offend my mom in heaven or wherever she may be, but my mom was really emotionally and mentally unstable for a large chunk of my life, and so I didn't get to have family dinners or stability or
she didn't cook for one, and then she hated you to come to our house for anything.
Yeah, she was always on her phone, which to this day, that's still a trigger for me. If I'm hanging out with someone and they're on their phone, it pisses me off so bad.
I don't do that very often, do I? I hate my phone. I try to keep it away. I do.
Well, no, she would do TV dinners.
No, I was always excited to go to your house because I was like, hell yeah, we're going to get some chicken and mashed potatoes and corn and
Hot Pockets.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, she did the best she could, but I've tried to tell my grandparents, I like being close to my dad and my stepmom, and feeling like I have that nuclear family that I never really got to have.
And we could have dinner on Sundays?
Yes, and I would rather pay my rent money towards people I love and care about than someone
buy more things and own more than everybody else and go into debt and all this stuff to look better. I've never understood that concept at all.
Well, and she asked
how my
sorry, Chelsea.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that's how I feel like my mom's, sorry mom if you're watching, side of the family is. It's like I went down there and I haven't seen them in years, and it was like, oh, guess what? And I was like, what, you're pregnant? And she's like, no, we're building a house. I was like, oh, cool. Or, oh, Nasty bought me, oh shit, I just said names, but but
I heard Nasty. I don't think that's
a new car, and da da da, and I'm like, hey, can't we just talk about I haven't seen you guys in years, and all you're talking about is what you have and what you're buying and what you're getting. And
I know.
Yeah.
That's what people do, and I've noticed that a lot. It's not what have you done? What experiences have you had? They always talk about, especially in this state. I don't know if it's so bad in other states, but this state is super bad about keeping up with the Joneses. What do we have? What do we have? What do we have? And it has always hit me as just okay, I don't want to play this game. I don't want to play Keep Up with the Joneses. We had the neighbors next door. So for 2 trailer homes, a boat, 2 couple trucks. I mean, how much shit have they bought over the last couple of years, Ariel? I mean, you watched it. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's hard. Well, and the image, my cousins, kudos to them, but I mean, they're all models and they're drop dead gorgeous.
Yeah, they're beautiful. But
so are you, Ariel.
Well,
no, you're beautiful. I'm sorry, Ariel. You were drop dead gorgeous. So
but it's hard. It's
you
hard
don't
to be around them though because
because they put all the makeup on and shit. When you put your makeup on, you look way better than they do when you put your makeup on and do all that. But you don't need to do that because that's not what your self-worth is based on.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's one thing too. I've had issues with my grandma. I love her, but when I do see her, so.
No, I think it is a Utah thing too, because I don't know. I felt like me and Manuel always said if we're going to move back to Utah, we'd move back to the Twiller or Grantsville area because Salt Lake City is just so much like, look what I have, or the building that's going on in Salt Lake is insane. Every time I come down there, a new farm property is torn down and 2 new office buildings are built up when there's 7 vacant ones down the street.
We have the highest population growth of any state in the country. Because, of course there's the population boom because people keep having, 4 or 5 as many babies as they can pop out. I mean, that's what they want to do. And then on top of that, there's people moving in. Oh, one of the beautiful children are hollering for you. But on top of that, we have the Silicon Slopes where they're building the tech industry here, which is crazy. Oh, the baby. Let me see your child. Oh, you probably don't want to put your child on video, do you?
Right in. Yeah, it's a bed. It's a pillowcase.
Aww. Okay. Anyway, let's.
Sorry.
No. Okay, you guys, do you have any?
Escaped.
She escaped. My dog escaped too. My dog is gone. Let's see if there's any questions for you guys. Okay. Hierophant, I worked with Mormons at Vivint Solar. They were obsessed with materialism. Yeah, they are. I mean, it's so obvious. They're because they go to church. They all have to wear. The women have to wear dresses, and they all compete about who has the nicest clothes, and then they talk about their houses and what they have. It's so ridiculous.
What their kids are doing. Like Diana's in piano, and
the big thing here, like dance. Like if your child's in dance, that notches you up a level in the Mormon Church. I think.
Yeah.
It's just.
Yeah.
It is. Let's see. Holy shit! No business damn near paradise. Wait. Haven't flown since 1992. Good for you, Osama. I haven't flown for a while, only for my job, but that was... Okay, I'm looking for questions for the millennials, because we have 2 millennials here. How often does that happen? I mean, we really need millennials. I like to ride, too. Dual sport now. Hey, you only ride horses. Horses are the best. I'm sorry. The 2-wheel things. I want 4 hooves, not 2 wheels. But that's just me. Electric bike for off-road. Well, that's quieter than the damn motorbikes that go up and down the road when we're camping. Okay. I think much like our current prez, the founder of the Mormon Church was also a con man. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Joseph Smith. Definitely a con man. I don't know. Does that offend you, Ariel? I hope not.
No.
Plus, here in the UK, waste half the day just to get put on a plane, including getting to the airport. Yeah. Well, that's the same way everywhere, I think. Okay, they're just talking about... Okay, millennials. Are you Bernie fans? That's Osama's question. Who's your presidential pick?
I'm going to answer that question. Next question.
I'm not vote. I don't think I'm going to vote because I think the electoral system is a sham. I'm probably not going to vote at all. I'm going to have a show on that probably later. But if I had to have a gun pointed to my head and vote, it would be Tulsi or Bernie. So, definitely if there's anybody else nominated in the Democratic Party, they're all just ridiculous. I'm sorry. So, yeah, that's my thing. But not a Trump fan, by the way, just because all the shit he's done with relaxing all the rules on environmental policies and regulations has totally destroyed our environment even more than it already has been. So I don't know. What do you do? I want a direct democracy is what I really want. I want what Extinction Rebellion wants, which is a citizens' assembly where people are selected by like a jury system to make the laws of the land instead of people like elites being rose to the top to represent you and being bought off by lobbyists and corporations. So that's my ideal. So I'm not into the political bullshit that's going on. So that's me.
No, I'm the same way. I don't know. I'm the same way.
Okay, that works. Cool. Okay, let's see. Anybody else have a question? When I was in millennial age in the 60s and 70s, I just wanted to live in the woods. Me too. I mean, I was.
Same.
You're a little older than me, but Basil, God, you don't look that old.
You don't look that old?
No. I've seen a video with Basil in it, and it's like, he doesn't look that old. He really doesn't. Doesn't look like...
With kids and marriage and stuff, a lot of them are buying Sprinter vans or homes and living in them. I mean, we just had a friend here probably 3 weeks ago from California.
Oh, you posted a question, Jean? Sorry. Okay, go ahead. I'm just going to look for the question.
And he had just drove down he was driving from California to Pennsylvania to pick up a Sprinter van so that him and his girlfriend could live in it. Because they can work remote, I think they do like IT and stuff like that. So I love it. I'm gonna get to your question, Jean. I found it. But yeah, those, oh my God, that's like, to me, that would be the ideal lifestyle for me. I would so love to just be in a small little tiny place to live and just go and be in the mountains, maybe move once in a while to another place and just be in the mountains all the time. That would be ideal. Or even just a cabin that's way back in the woods. I would love that. So I get that. So Jean asks, where do you get your information in our environment and issues related to the climate crisis? I don't know if Jean, are you asking me? Or are you asking Ariel and Chelsea? Just curious. Basil says it's because he lives in the woods. That's why he looks so young. I believe it. You and Karen do not look like you were millennials in the 60s and 70s. I thought you were my age. Wow. That's crazy. Oh, Human's here. Hi, Human. Hello. Okay, so, yeah. So where do you get your climate information? I mean, but have you done any research outside of what you've heard from Ariel, Chelsea?
I actually really haven't, because when I do look at stuff like that, it kind of depresses me.
Oh, yeah, I understand.
And so, I don't know. Like, I'm like, oh gosh, well, I don't know.
Well, if you do go to, Black Bear News is good, and Collapse Chronicles. I think Collapse Chronicles is he does it in kind of a funny way. It's really kind of depressing, but in a funny way. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But Black Bear News probably is the best because he just lets you know what's going on. But it is kind of depressing. It really is. Let's see. Human says USA XR has a fourth demand, one more than UK. Yeah, I wanted to talk about that. We demand a transition that prioritizes the most vulnerable people and indigenous sovereignty, establishes reparations and remediation led by and for Black people, indigenous people of color, and poor communities for years of environmental injustice, establishes legal rights for ecosystems to thrive and regenerate in perpetuity, and repairs the effects of ongoing ecocide to prevent extinction of human and all species in order to maintain a livable, just planet for all. Okay, now that I hear the whole thing, I was a little concerned when I talked to, I'm going to be interviewing a guy from Extinction Rebellion shortly, and he was talking about the fourth demand for the USA Extinction Rebellion. I hate when I freeze, but the way he put it did not sound quite like that. I don't know, kind of. He didn't say the whole thing. That sounds a little better. I like about the indigenous people and the Black people and all that, and the other species, all species, in order to maintain a livable, just planet for all. I like that. Actually, that makes me very happy that is in there. That last sentence is most important to me. So, cool. Sorry, I had to read that. Have you heard of Extinction Rebellion, Chelsea?
I actually haven't.
Oh, really? They're having a huge thing towards the end of the month, like a huge demonstration to shut down DC. So it's going to be a big thing. And there's actually going to be a demonstration here in Utah, too. You should look and see if there's going to be one in Colorado, because they're going to be everywhere. I don't know, you guys. Hey, Blake TV, thanks for joining us, new to the channel. That's awesome. We're almost done because we're almost 15 minutes past the hour, and we usually just try to keep this to an hour because people have to work and stuff and things.
I'm pretty sure I spent a good half hour trying to find the volume.
I know. So, yeah, maybe we should keep it going a little longer, because how hard is it for me to get millennials on my channel? I want millennials on, because, you guys are the ones that are going to be dealing with the effects of this the most. You guys should be speaking out the most. Are you aware of Greta Thunberg at all?
Of what? Sorry, say that again?
Do you know about Greta Thunberg?
I don't.
Really? Okay, you should really look her up. She's like a 16-year-old from Sweden, and she's been doing a climate strike from school every Friday for the last year or two. I don't know, a long time. And she just sailed to the United States to be a part of the actions out here. So.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, she's been a huge influence. She may be nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize because she's been working really hard on trying to build awareness for the climate crisis. But look up XR, Extinction Rebellion. I think that's a good resource. There's some people that are on the fence about XR that think it's a scam. There are some worrisome things about some people trying to get involved in it that I'm going to discuss when I talk to the XR people. I'm not going to make any judgments till I talk to them. It would worry me if corporations were involved in the whole movement, because that just means, consumerism. That's not going to help us. Don't mess up my bed, Tough. You naughty dog. Messing up my bed. Isn't he naughty? Look at that face. That's a naughty face.
Oh. Goody.
It was a naughty face, huh? What's a naughty face? He's like, I didn't do nothing, Mom. I didn't do nothing. Ariel's all involved in the chat. Okay, Osama put a link for Greta on there.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I would definitely check that out, because, I'm interested.
Yeah, definitely. Follow her. She's amazing. If you listen to her speeches, you will get hooked on her. Her speeches are amazing for how she's autistic. and she's super young, but these speeches are so heartfelt.
Yeah.
I think a lot of places are using her, but I respect the hell out of her. And you can see she feels what she's saying. I don't think she's any part of any scam. I think other people are trying to infiltrate, the movement and use her as a catalyst to further their agenda. That's my opinion. I love Greta Thunberg, though. I just don't like what other people are doing in her name sometimes. Gazar, swans are hard to pluck through, though. Ew, what are you talking about? What is a good sausage? They're starting to talk about hunting things.
Well, no, I started to talk because Jean was asking, don't be depressed and, try to be active in the community.
Which you are.
Stuff. Yeah, and so I was saying, I agree with Jean, and I am trying to be active because, as you know, but the last few summers when David's campground host, I would pick up trash up at the local, canyon. And then it's been on my bucket list for a while, but Lindsay and I are going to sign up for the Leave No Trace backpacking excursion thing they do. It's pretty expensive, so we haven't done it because we've got to save up and stuff. But we've talked about teaching classes about low waste, sustainability, how to properly, I know there's not really a right way to recycle, but how to, recycle and reduce and reuse and stuff. So I was just kind of telling her that Leave No Trace, which is actually based out of Colorado, it's a good company for just kind of educating people on stuff that's common sense to us, but sadly not common sense to most of the general public.
Right.
Just picking up your trash. I mean, I saw it this last weekend. I drove up to see Dave on Monday because he was up at the canyon and I had to study and do homework. And as I was driving up the canyon, someone's trash, I don't know if it was intentional or if it was on purpose, but it wouldn't surprise me. They had a big black trash bag that was just on the side of the road, and so just kind of teaching people, those basic concepts of, you pack it in, you pack it out, and then showing that kind of like what I talked about with Maggie, but using bar soap instead of using soap that comes in like a plastic container.
Yeah, the pump soap. Which wasn't a thing when I was young. That didn't happen till I was after my 30s. Everyone always used bar soap.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, just use that for your face, use it for your hands, use it as a body soap. We don't need to have all these different items, which that's where consumerism comes into play is, I mean, we see over, 500 or 5,000, I can't remember what I told you guys last week and the exact information, I'd have to look it up, but over, so many ads a day, and they're trying to sell us products like, oh, you need a hand lotion, and you need a foot lotion, and you need all these different kinds of things where it's you could have one product that is versatile for all these different things.
And you can get it in a moisturizing thing in a tin container that would do everything for you. Exactly. I just use olive oil or coconut oil and add essential oils to it. I mean...
Yeah, but I think teaching people how to make certain products themselves, I think it empowers them and it also makes them excited. And so they're more apt, if they're excited, to want to make those products instead of go out and buy something that's, all fancy and labeled and stuff like that. So, so I don't know. I think just showing people that products can be versatile yet sustainable and that we really don't need a lot,
Yeah, but watch what you're buying because I just told Greg today, your dad, Yeah, you know who your dad is. I'm just like for other people. I'm referencing that Greg is your dad. I was talking to him about, maybe not buying orange juice in plastic jugs anymore. Like, if you can get it in the carton or something,
Yeah.
that would be better. Um, so, just little suggestions like that. Just try to keep your packaging consumption down and less plastic, for crying out.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And I think a lot of it just comes to, educating people and having that awareness. And obviously, everyone that's on this chat, I mean, you guys are ahead of the game. You already, are taking action and being proactive. But if you really want to impact change, you need to, you need to educate people. Like, we can't beat people down and expect them to change. We have to encourage them, support them, share what we know, and then also keep a beginner's mind and be willing to learn from others.
Yes. There's my...
Well, it's like what you've done for me, Ariel. Like, you've taught me a lot just by listening to you or watching you, like, things that I never have, like, thought about.
Yeah. Yeah, because we don't think about that stuff, you know what I mean? And
Ariel's taught me a lot too, by the way. She's made me think about things that I never thought of that would harm the environment. And then I do the same to her. Like couscous and stuff.
Quinoa.
Quinoa.
So, but yeah, I think that's, I'm one of those people when, was it Osama asked, if I'm for Bernie or whoever. Honestly, I'm not for anyone. I don't get involved a lot with politics, and I guess I'm part of the problem.
Not when our politics are already set before we even have a chance to vote. It's already set up. So
my whole thing is, first off, the income bracket I'm in, who I am, the kind of schooling I have. I almost said uphill.
Yeah, I made you vote for Bernie, though, remember?
Well, yeah, but the thing is I would feel like we need to focus on making a local impact.
Yes.
Not so much a federal or whatever, it's like start small and, let's make a difference here and focus on our community and what we can do here, and then that will have like a triple and ripple effect.
They call it act locally, think globally.
Exactly. So focusing like that, because I think one of the issues with any kind of mission that people have, and this goes for business in general, is you have these big ideas and you want to make it happen, but you got to start small and you have to start somewhere to, branch out and, I don't know, make a difference, So it's kind of like that quote, and I'm going to slaughter it, but, the quote about peace, and they say, well, go home and love your family or whatever that quote is. Like, that's the first step to creating peace. I feel like that's the first step to creating environmental change. Like, go home and garden. You know what I mean? And,
or go, be in the mountains, be with nature, go home to nature and understand it and listen to it, and that will tell you what to do. To me, nature is screaming, just protect me with everything you have. Like, don't cause more damage. Don't do any more harm to the nature. That's what it's screaming to me. That's all it's screaming to me is that.
But I think the more we persist, the more people resist. And so it's like you have to lead by example, because when you try and get people on board, it's, if they feel forced or pushed, just like in someone's trying to sell you something,
they go the opposite way.
Buy it. Yeah, they're not going to want to buy it, because they can see where, even though the intent might be good, they can feel
they get defensive,
pushing them. And so I think just kind of trying to just focus, on our little community. I think that's what's going to make the real difference. So, but
Absolutely. Yeah, my mom used to always say those convinced against their will are of the same opinion still. So, so lead by example. That was always the message I received growing up. Lead by example. So I hope I do that. I hope I do. That's what I try to do. Not perfect by any means. I mean, we all have our flaws, and you know, yeah, all that. But
Yeah, going south said it's not about plastics. You already, or you know that already, right? Yeah, there's lots of factors and variables that.
oh yeah, it's way more than plastics. But plastics are
I mean,
kind of.
we live in a complex ecosystem, so it's not just going to be one thing. But
sorry, my dogs are like begging for my attention.
Let me see your doggies again.
Looking down.
Let me see the doggies. Show the doggies again. I only seen one. What's the other one?
So this is Chester.
Aww.
Chester, look.
Hello, Chester. Hi, Chester. Oh, there's a little Chihuahua.
And this is Boo Boo.
Hi, Boo Boo. Hi, Boo Boo. Oh my God, they're so adorable.
They just keep like nudging at my legs or jumping on them.
I have Bear down here. Like he keeps looking up. What dogs are here? But down by my lamp. I put a lamp on the floor because I couldn't fit it on the table anymore.
Aww.
There's Bear. There's, you know, Tough. Tough. Hi, Tufts.
Hi.
Tufts. What's how you Tufts? He does the ear. It's so cute when he tilts his head. There's Bears. There's Bears. There's Bears. Where's your face? Oh, I don't know how to move the camera. There's Bears. Okay. Anyway.
Okay, guys. Well, I'm gonna wrap up. I'm pretty tired.
Yeah, me too, guys. But Sandy came. Hey, Sandy. Better late than never. Anthony, always
I'll
good
be
to
on
see
all
you.
night.
You're gonna just finish the show by yourself? You can talk all night if you want. That's okay. My peppers are doing awesome too. I saw them. I have banana peppers up the yazoo. Let's see.
How's your watermelon, Ariel?
It's good. Yeah.
We were so excited about the watermelon. You know you were excited.
I thought they died.
Oh.
And the bear walked all over him, and he's a heavy set dog. And I was like, oh,
just a little.
You're good. So.
Okay, yeah, they're good. They're like that big.
Oh.
There's two of them like that big, so and it's perfect temperatures because it's like over 70 at night, so perfect temperatures for them to grow.
So, nice.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks guys. Jean, thank you for coming. She says nice to meet Chelsea and Ariel.
Thank you.
Ariel disappeared.
Nice to meet everyone.
Bye, Ariel. I love you. Good night.
Bye. I guess, did she hang up?
Hold on. Just wait. Okay, guys. We will talk to you guys soon. Have a very good night. Hold on. Wait.